Hey everybody. My name is Carolyn CJ Matthews, and Shane asked me, like, do you want to be called Carolyn? Do you want to be called CJ? I'm going to tell you it's a little bit of a social experiment for me because I don't care. I'm just really happy when somebody's like, hi. And so it just is kind of funny because people do have preferences. Whichever is yours is fine. But hopefully, if you're going to be in Vegas, just come up and say, hey, I live here in Vegas, so I'm not missing this one. I don't travel as much as I used to. I have the two dogs that I take care of. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. So hopefully, I'll see you in Vegas. If not, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next thing that we do together. So, again, my name is Carolyn CJ Matthews. I have been in the internet marketing field since 1999. Yes, that is how old I am, just so you know. And it was one of those things where I got into it. I was really good at translating a business owner's need for a website and copy and the close, right? The call to action. I was super gifted at that and I understood technology. So I was able to put all that together and really help a lot of solopreneurs. If you were around in 2006, you probably heard of a company called Traffic Geyser. It was one of the first companies that went out and taught people how to use the internet to market themselves, get their businesses to the top of Google. This was before geo-targeting even existed. I mean, like I've gone through all the iterations. I retired twice. Um, and unfortunately for me, in 2020, I got very ill with COVID. And it took me, I had long haul COVID. I had it, and it affected me pretty badly. And literally all my money went to trying to recover for that. And hospital stays and, almost dying and right? Like we've all heard it. And then to add insult and injury, my life partner decided he wanted a divorce and basically left. And I was like, oh my God. And I want you to know that was in December of last year. So I needed to kind of pick myself up by my bootstraps, figure out what I was going to do. A friend of I had very good friends, thank God. They helped me. They gave me places to stay. I had that big, I still have him, the big German Shepherd, big. And try in here in the United States, trying to get a place to live with a big German Shepherd, not so easy, right? Lots of money, first and last, like money I didn't have anymore. I was functioning on fumes. And so this group was really a godsend for me in helping me kind of reorient to the I'm just going to say the internet world or the internet marketing world. And it was a skill set that had kind of gotten rusty in the last 5 years. And so I was kind of searching around for, do I want to create another digital agency? Do I want to do this? So I was looking at all that, and this place was a safe place to explore that, especially with people like you, because you were all, you were starting out, or you had already had a company, or you were learning just like I was. And so I love that we're able to help each other. What was my skill set in all the years of doing this? My skill set was helping people start their business and get the mindset and the tools in place so they had a strategy for bringing in leads and keeping them. That was my skill set. Now, it was done a lot of different ways. I just want you to know, tons of different ways. And one of those ways was creating and building a tribe. Now, I'm going to talk about using GoHighLevel to basically do that and why GoHighLevel is so great for all of us in this group and how we do that. So you give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, just yay, thanks. You're still with me because I can talk very quickly. And so I just want you to know I'm here for you, but I'm going to give you some basics first, and then we're going to talk in depth about how to do this, maybe developing the funnels, call to actions. Like we can talk about all of that. If you're come to Vegas, I'll be there until 2 o'clock the next morning talking about this. Everybody else's eyes glaze over, and I'm loving it, right? Just loving how we do this. So let me share my screen. You guys ready? So let's do that. And I'm going to do the advanced version. Let's see what we get here. Perfect, almost perfect. There we go. And I don't know if you guys are using a lot of Zoom for your presentations, but one of the beautiful things is that you can record here and put all this together. So the new company, so just to let you know, in July, to add insult to injury, my LinkedIn was hacked, completely stolen. I call LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, can y'all did, this hack happened. Can you reinstate like all my 20 years of LinkedIn, 18 years of LinkedIn? And they're like, nope, sorry, we can't do that. We've gotten rid of your hack, but we can't reestablish your profile. So when you go to LinkedIn to see my profile, you'll see a beautiful picture of me from like 15 years ago and nothing else, right? Like a little bit of something. So I'm rebuilding that. Hopefully I'll have that done in the next couple of days finally, now that I know what I'm doing with my life. But even the worst, what I want to reassure you about is even in the worst times, there's always a silver lining. What it created for me was a chance to reinvent myself and create new products. I didn't have the history anymore, so I didn't have to worry about it all fitting together. I could just start all new, which is what I did. So we started two companies that do the same thing essentially. One is Create Your Own Economy. The second one is Reinvention Rich. Reinvention Rich is specifically for people like over the age of 50 that may have been laid off or can't get another job, and they need to learn to be entrepreneurs, right? So that's Reinvention Rich. Anybody of any age can join. It's just my particular market was for people over 50 because, they're looking, right? And so what I want you to understand is create your own economy. Yay. That's what we're doing here for anybody of any age. And the overarching piece of you have some experience of being on the internet and you're learning to do this. Oh, what I forgot to tell you, the reason why Traffic Geyser is so important is because Traffic Geyser is the reason that bought um, YouTube was purchased by Google. We had figured out how to create the system and get you to the top of Google before geo-targeting, which is saying something. And I was um, coaching, the director of coaching and coaching certification, which meant I taught a lot of people how to make money online using our systems. So I've been doing it for a while, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. So please reach out at any time. Okay, so now let's get to the nitty gritty. Enough about me and all that. I'm just trying to develop rapport, right? So what we're doing here is create your own economy. I've named it something fancy like they teach us, membership momentum, building predictable recurring revenue inside GoHighLevel. Now, why are we doing that? We're doing that because snazzy names make it easy for us to sell whatever we're selling, right? So you're going to see me do exactly when I speak, when I do a webinar, when I'm doing any of this, I'm going to do it. And then I'm also going to give you the teaching behind the whole, like what I'm doing. We might go on pause, like here, learn about this so that you can use it. There's a bunch of skills that you're going to learn during this process, but today it's just about GoHighLevel and how we're creating, how we can use it and why we want to use it. Okay, and then we'll get into more nitty gritty, and I would love to be able to help you. So don't be shy about reaching out. We can pick a subject, like whatever you'd like. Okay, thumbs up again. Yay, thank you. All right. So let's get started, right? So which one of you have learned what there we go. one of you or how many of you have heard of WIIFM? Nope. Okay, you're going to love this. So the way that you sell or attract anything is what's in it for me. WIIFM. We used to joke around. We used to say, this is the radio station that people listen to the most. What's in it for me? WIIFM. So what's in it for me with these Go High Level communities? Like, why do we want these? Why are they so important? How can they help me? How do they make me money, right? Because in the end, that's what we're doing. So the first thing is that communities in general build connection, retention, and recurring revenue. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. It's a unified ecosystem within Go High Level. This is important from an integration standpoint. It lowers the level of work. It makes it, as I call it, more easy peasy, right? You go from a new lead or a new funnel straight through a process where they take them through the community. And by having the community, you have a loyal client. And the ones that aren't loyal drop out, and you don't have to waste your time and energy with them. This is important. It used to be that people were very much about get everybody that you can. I'm going to sell to everybody. Bring them in, bring them in. That's not us anymore. What we want is the right people in our group helping create more of a group, right? Great minds think alike. That's what we want. We don't want the naysayers. We don't want the people who don't get it. We want the people that fit in our group, and that is not everybody. So what this allows with a unified ecosystem is it allows you to bring people in and then they filter out to where you have a really great tribe or a great community, okay? And they're your people and they're enthusiastic. And guess what those people do? They find more people that are just like them. And all of a sudden, you have a little bit here of a perpetual motion machine that you don't have to struggle and grind over the whole time, okay? It makes it super easy. Ownership of the data. Okay, do you guys say data or data? Just curious. Let me know. Um, ownership of the data, the brand, and the automation. You own that. If you're not in Go High Level started out as a CRM, but now it's a full, robust system that you can take advantage of. Okay. Now I don't work for Go High Level. I wish I did because man, it has really changed the way that we can do business today. It makes it so much easier. You're not cobbling together a bunch of parts. It's all in there. You're also not sharing all your hard work with somebody like you would do with a lot of these others. They get the list, they own the list, they get all the data, and you've just helped them get all that data. Does that make sense? Okay. Stop the grind and overwhelm. Like, there are people who's like, rise and grind, yay for them. I'm like, I'm done with that. For me, really what I want, I don't know about you, but I would like to not work 60 hours a week. I'd like to have time with my family. I'd like time for my hobbies. I'd like to make double full-time income. I'd like to make 7 figures part-time. That's what I want. And I don't want to grind. I want to stop grinding, no more overwhelm, and no mix and match, right? No spending hours trying to make it all work together. Go High Level eases the process. Okay? Now, that's just about why Go High Level communities. So now, what is it that Go High Level communities really do? All right. They deliver courses through video, lessons, text-based content, quizzes, assessments. You guys have probably seen a lot of different companies and software that does that. Again, here what we have with Go High Level is that we have that easy peasiness, right? It's all in one place. It all flows together. You know what you have to do. You don't have to mix and match and try to make sure that the things all work together. It's easy. Now, if you're not doing Go High Level and you have a VA or someone doing your Go High Level for you, that's even better. right? Because you can access it all and see what's going on. You can get your data. Now, the second thing is you're creating and growing communities by enabling group interaction, discussions, and real-time notification. Okay? Next thing, manage your learning workflows with built-in automation and progress tracking, just like a lot of the other ones. It's just all in one place. Monetizing your knowledge, monetizing those lessons, monetizing those masterminds through subscription models of any type, paywalls, and affiliate management tools. Okay? All in one place, all in your CRM. All of it is your ability to add things or shut them down if you want to, all in one place. Yay for us. Makes our life so much easier. Now, here's what's going on in today's world without GoHighLevel. Your audience is scattered across too many platforms. Skool, another funnel system that I won't mention, um, paywalls, other paywalls, hosting at some other place. All of that now becomes all in one place. You want to build a website, you want to make another landing page, boom, 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 flip the switch, and you've got your funnel moving straight into your new community or your new product that might be a learning product. Okay. You'll also find that your memberships are spread across things. So you have clients in Facebook groups, courses on Kajabi. I don't know if you guys remember that. That may be just me pulling out old hat. Payments with merchant accounts. I don't, like this is what happens, right? Now, all of that leads to loss of visibility because most of those are not branded to you and who you're, like in my case, create your own economy or reinvention rich, right? Those there when you go use Skool, there's like a big branding of Skool. Not only that, but there's distractions like all the other school groups that could be out there, right? So, do you guys know what I mean by that? Give me a yes. If you don't know, we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Okay, good, Miss Sunderberg. Let's come back. Make sure we talk about that. Okay. What I want you to know is that loss of visibility leads to loss of engagement and people getting distracted by other things. Like when you're on YouTube, what happens? There's a whole list of other YouTubes that are, videos that are suggested to you, right?
Mm.
The same thing happens on a lot of these other places. The distraction is high. So we want to minimize that by keeping us encapsulated. And also, people love the idea of a private group, right, Michael? They like that idea of like, this is ours. They want to know that they belong
Yeah.
somewhere. We can get into the psychology of tribe building and community building a little bit later, but I just want you to know that, people are really, they want that um, specialness, right? And
Mm.
that safety of being with other people that think like them. Okay, the last piece is ease and flow. Remember, we want 8, 6, 7, 8-figure income, part-time work. This allows for that, right? We want time to do whatever it is we want to do for, you're earning money for a reason. It's not just to pay off debts and keep a roof over your head. You want experiences and who with people that you love or, you want to travel, like whatever that looks like for you. Dance every, 6 nights a week and take Sunday off, like, whatever that is for you. Um, we want that. We don't want to have to do the bunch of energy. The energy leaks when you have a bunch of different things is really high. You don't, if something fails on you, you don't know it until somebody tells you, and then you have to try to figure out how to fix it. By staying within GoHighLevel, guess what? You can find it and fix it, snap of a fingers, right?
Cool.
So Um, bunch of energy leaks, streamline learning, collaboration, community engagement. That's that whole tribe building all in one place. If there's a question, I'm happy to answer it now. And I'm going to go on also to GoHighLevel versus Skool, and we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah, well, that probably answer the question. It was about if it does courses as well.
Does GoHighLevel
Yeah, go high
community
level.
do core? Oh, yes. Oh, my friends. Totally. That's like one of the big things. Yes, yes, yes. Videos, quizzes, like all of that. It is awesome. Yeah, you're going to love it. Now, I'm going to tell you some pros and cons at the end because not everything's perfect. We know that, right? So I just want you to know that it is so good that the cons are kind of minimal. And again, tons of solutions for anything like that. We'll talk about it at the end. That's my hook. That's my news at 11 hook, right? So again, backstage stuff. Were there other questions?
That was the main one I saw actually. Unless I've missed them. So
Okay, ask him again, you guys, if we missed him. So let's talk GoHighLevel versus Skool, because Skool is the big gorilla in the room right now. They're advertising. If you're on Facebook, if you like, it doesn't even matter. I think they like advertising your dreams. These guys, like their budget for their Facebook is so high for Skool. So how many of you? Let me know if you don't know what Skool is. Let's start there. Okay. Um, So Skool, you can look it up, but Skool is a learning community platform. The big advantage to Skool is it was started by some guys. I'll get into it later. It's history. We don't care. And it's not that important, okay? What I want you to know
oh,
though
okay.
is that what Skool does is it makes it easy for entrepreneurs just starting out to get a course up. Doesn't not the funnel, not the funnel. Just get a course up and get money for it. And we're going to talk about why that's great at the end of the pros and cons. Okay, at the end. But what it does is it allows you, like if you have taken any course in your life that is self-taught or has a coaching program or whatever it might be, that is what GoHighLevel does, and that's also what Skool does. There are other platforms out there, that like Learnify or, there's other ones out there.
Circle.
And they've gone, what was that?
Circle.
Circle, circle. Yeah, but they're there, right?
Yeah,
Like
they're
they're
there.
out there and it's which ones work easier, which one fits you better. My thing here today is I'm very clear for people in our group learning from AI for business. GoHighLevel is going to be your easiest and fastest way to the cash and getting everything set up quickly in a way that you can modify it at any time. Because that's the other thing. Once you get it up, what happens when you need to change it, right? What happens if I need a new video? And especially with AI, some of the stuff we learned 9 months ago really doesn't apply anymore. There's
Mm.
better, faster, more accurate AI out there that we like better. And so anything that was recorded that said, "Oh, I'm loving such and such brand or such and such AI right now," we're finding that's not accurate anymore. So in a lesson, that can very well happen. How do you replace that video? Very easily with GoHighLevel. Did that answer your question, Merlene? And I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. If not, get me later and tell me. Um, so look, GoHighLevel is a full-on CRM. That's how it started, right? But now it has all these automations along with it. And so it's a CRM with all these automations and a website building and all this kind of stuff that makes you put everything together very quickly and easily, right? Skool doesn't have any of that. I call it mix and match. Okay. Your Skool does one thing, and then you have to have a funnel, and then you also have to have a website. Then you have to have, oh, you don't need a paywall, but they have control of your money. Like all of that is going on. All right. People loved Skool, and they still love Skool because they don't know that GoHighLevel has this community thing. So all these people are going over to Skool when they could be using GoHighLevel easily. Okay. So that's really the big thing. I just want you to know that GoHighLevel does great stuff. Okay. Now, the branding. in comparison to school. The branding is yours. There's not a big school thing across the top that advertises school so you can't see me. School, school, school. You can't see me and my brand, right?
Good point.
Go high level is all you, baby. All you. No shared branding, no distraction. It's all you, it's yours, and it's your people attracting the right people. Payments, yours. Again, pros and cons to that. I'm going to talk about it because it's super important. School, the big advantage to school, which is also its biggest liability, is that you don't have to have a merchant account. You don't have to have Stripe. You don't have to have any of that. They will pay you. Okay. There's pros to that. I can get into that. But since you guys already have Go High Level, you probably are already hooked up with your merchant account or with Stripe. There's just some nuances you need to know, and everything will be fine. Okay. And we're going to talk about that at the end because it's that important. Okay. Ownership. It's your people, your data. Nobody's siphoning off your people going to a different group. Nobody's using the data that you collected and worked so hard to get. It is yours. Okay? The list is yours. Everything is yours. Fair enough? That's
Makes sense.
important, by the way. Okay, that's important.
Very
So
important.
the solution, Go High Level, is one login, one brand, one ecosystem. That is for you guys starting out, that's super important, okay? Just you'll get to know why later if you don't already know now. I just want you to know that's important. Go high level communities, unify your content, right? Unify your connection, unify your conversation, your conversion, sorry, conversation, your conversion. This is super important as well. You don't want people distracted by, let's say you teach piano. You don't want them to go look at another piano group at this point. Don't make it easy for them to leave you, right? So, not to say you're trying to trick people, but you worked hard to get them in. They liked you. Um, don't make it, you don't want it for them to go, oh, look, there's another group. Maybe I'll learn more over there. Does that make sense? You guys still with
Totally.
me? Give me thumbs up or something. Um, it's your version of Skool. It's yours, right? Built inside your CRM. It's all yours. You have ownership, you have control, you can add, subtract, you can do a lot of different things. You can flip switches so that you have the system that you're looking for in there. Okay. There's especially no money leaks, no
Mhm.
distractions like in school. I know I keep saying that. It's because it's important. You
Very.
don't want those money leaks. Okay. Now, why communities matter to your business. So we're talking about communities, we're talking about Go High Level, we're talking about no distraction, we're talking about building a tribe. Here's what's important to know about communities. They totally affect your business and your bottom line. It's a thing called stickability. So if people get frustrated, confused, they don't finish the course that you set out, they stop participating, it happens. It's actually a high majority of a lot of courses, a lot of coaching businesses and strategists. The reason why communities matter is because it keeps people in with you longer. When they normally would have given up, they'll stick with it because they love the people in the tribe, and then they get over the hump. Okay? Does that make sense to y'all? It boosts retention, which is what I just mentioned, and renewals. There are plenty of people who don't need the additional education, but they want to stay with the group. They want to hang out and they want to have a good time and they found their people, right? So whether it's a mastermind or a coaching, they want more of that high energy. They want more of that, people like me, because so many of us are with people that don't get us. They don't. That why do you want to be an entrepreneur? That's crazy. Or why is it that you're hanging out with those people? Or what is it that your mission is? You know, it's great to be with other people that get you. And that's why people will stay and renew, even though maybe they've gotten the full education already. Okay. Encourages peer support and accountability. Already spoke about that. Builds belonging and identity within your brand, creating a tribe. So real world examples of this, and it's a long list, and this is only, and some of the names of these are fantastic, right? So coaching, a mastermind in automation equals more participation and upgrades for you. Fitness, they have fitness challenges. They have all types of fitness, chair yoga. I get a lot of that because of my age now, right? They're like, you do chair yoga. And it's a paid group. You get 3 times the conversions, 3 times statistically. Financial type groups, you can start with a free hub. They become clients and you get 45% more calls because they've gotten a chance to know, like, and trust you within a group, and your tribe is already speaking highly of you. So you get momentum this way. A real estate office brokerage, and that was here in Vegas. They had an agent hub within GoHighLevel, and what that did was keep team retention. Same with insurance, having it inside because you can educate your people, you can give them updates, things like that. So an agent hub works with real estate and both insurance. So, oops, sorry. Here are us and courses. We talked about courses already. Lessons plus the community. Stickability, my friends. Stickability. There's probably a more modern name for that, but that's what I used to use back in the day. So I'm sticking with stickability. No pun intended. If you have a
I've
different
still
name for it,
heard
let me
that term
know.
used. I've still heard that
Is
term
it?
used, so you're all good.
Good. Good, good. Whew. Ah. I feel like I need to put, a dictionary of oldisms, like money doesn't grow on trees or, or standing on my soapbox. The people don't know what that is anymore, right? Like I've just gotten to an age where like I'll say reference something, everyone's like, what does that mean? You know, elbow grease. That's another one that so I feel like I need to just do a dictionary on that. You guys can help me out when you hear me say something, just say that's an oldism. So, okay, um, let's talk about groups. And I made like a huge list. Car parts profits, AI filmmaking, Library of Adonis, that's for weightlifters, Chess Master Accelerate, Neuro Spicy Community, the Couples Growth School, Fire Starters. If you guys know what Fire is, Retire Early. It's a retire early group. Eternal Life Tribe. That's a spiritual group. Mindshift podcast. So people who belong to the podcast can go there and pay for the podcast. Sort of, there's plenty of them out there that like Patreon. You can use GoHighLevel communities like Patreon. Oh, that's a moneymaker there, guys. I just dropped the mic on that one. Don't worry about it if you don't know. But if you do want to know more about that, we can talk about it, right? Like how to use it like Patreon, so people pay you like a membership for your podcast. Primal Academy, that's eat primal diet. Magic, how to learn magic, how to do magic, how to be in the magic business. Guitar, same thing. Piano, travel agents, different places to travel to, more and more and more. So note these notes. This is what I want you to know about GoHighLevel. Let's talk Stripe. You may not know this, but merchant accounts tricky. Those little guys are tricky and they like to hang on to your money. What happens when you sell, let's say you launch, you open it up, you start advertising, maybe you don't even advertise, maybe all of a sudden people are paying you $10,000 for your knowledge, right? Stripe doesn't like that. Stripe is like, wait a minute, you haven't warmed up your Stripe account and now you're selling $30,000 a month and you didn't tell us. Guess what they do? They shut you down. They shut you down, and quite often you can't get paid, or you have to make sure you have certain contracts in place, or they hold on to your money for 90 days, and they have the right, believe it or not, to hold on to it for 6 months. 6 months. Now, I mentioned Stripe because it's one that a lot of people start out with. Here's the workaround. Here's your big secret. One is if you have Stripe, try to get another merchant account or some other way of paying. The advantage with Stripe, of course, is that you can have payment plan. So if you do have a 10,000 or a 5,000 or a big ticket product, you can do a payment plan. That can be through PayPal. That can be a lot of things. I know that this isn't directly related to GoHighLevel, but it is directly related to any product that you might be selling, and I want you to be prepared for this. The biggest positive thing that you can do is always notify Stripe when you're making a lot of money or you plan on doing a launch or you plan on doing a big sale. Okay. So in advance, you let them know and they mark your account. And that's the first thing. Second thing is you want it to not be refunds. People in today's world go straight to a refund. Even, you, excuse me, they go straight to a chargeback. So sorry, let's do the language right. They go straight to a chargeback. Well, if you have too many chargebacks or your ratio of chargebacks to sales is too high, and we can talk about that, but a certain percentage is too high, they again do the same thing. They start holding on to your money, they don't give you the money, and you're not paying your bills, right? So I want you to be aware that that's every merchant account. That is definitely Stripe, unless people are making deposits straight to your bank account. And even then, you want to be careful of this. You want to notify your merchant account if you're going to do some big ticket items. You want to notify if you're doing a launch. You want them to be aware of what's going on. Okay. So on the other side, chargebacks. People go to chargebacks immediately instead of refunds. So there are some ways in which you can make sure that Stripe does not do chargebacks first. Mm, there's some accounts, businesses that's what they do. One is called Verify. Not my most favorite, um, but it's in there, and I want you to be aware of that so that you don't get shut down. Your money flow doesn't get shut down. Now, the great thing with GoHighLevel is that there are other ways in which, so you can do Stripe, you can do another merchant account, you can do all these different choices within GoHighLevel. That's beautiful because on the other ones, there's only really one. Okay. And you can use the same account that you're using for all your other stuff and other products that you're selling. Okay. Now, the other thing is there's a thing called Collab, spelled Kollab. If people are searching for something specific, like a specific group, that would be in Collab. There are there's other things like that. But the deal is you're not getting off of GoHighLevel. It's not being in your face. Remember how I was talking about it's all in your face? It's not that way. They are specifically in Collab looking for groups like yours. So when you go into Collab, we'll get into SEO and hashtags and all that kind of stuff a little later. What I was trying to do here is just make sure that we've gotten the foundation of what's in it for me. Why do I want to use GoHighLevel versus all the other ones? Why it's easier, how to take advantage of it for your business. We can get into that in more detail. But just know that you need 10 people in your group. Hey, we're a happy group here. Just let us know. We'll all join your group, right? So you'll have 10 people and no problem. But I want you to know about Collab. The other thing that comes up for people that they thought that Skool does is automatic transcriptions. Okay. So if you load up your video without a transcription, what I'm going to tell you is please don't. Always make sure there's a transcription there for your people. You can add closed captions in your video. In today's world, there's no reason why you should not be controlling your closed caption. And there are lots of tools for doing that. We can get into that. And if you have a video editor, they just literally click a button and your closed caption is part of that. So I want you to know, okay? Do your own closed captions transcripts. Make sure that people that have a language barrier, because you're going to be selling all over the world for a lot of you. And it's important that you have a closed caption that's in English that they can translate as well. Okay, important for your tribe. That's it, you guys. I did pretty well. We still have 10 minutes. I maybe talked a little too much in the beginning, but I want you to know I'm here to answer your questions. And we can talk and group up and mastermind and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
So if
Yay.
you have,
I hope I got what you did.
that was awesome. Thanks. If you have any questions, just use the little hand to let us know that you've got a question, so we don't all talk over top of each other. There was one question in there about they use PayPal. Is that right?
Yeah. So what's the question about PayPal? Yes, you can
Oh,
use
if
GoHighLevel and
they connect
PayPal.
to
It doesn't
PayPal.
matter.
Yeah.
It's
I couldn't imagine
GoHighLevel,
they wouldn't.
baby. Yeah, it's GoHighLevel, sweetheart. So what's so beautiful is that it's all in the same environment. That's no mixy matchy stuff. If you are using PayPal and GoHighLevel, guess what? You use PayPal in GoHighLevel communities. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
cool.
That's why I love it. That's why I love it.
Linda, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can? Okay, great. Carolyn, thank you. This is very helpful. Much appreciated. I want to digress for just a second. I heard you mention the concept of contracts, which when I think of contracts, I start to get a headache. But that said, I've certainly drawn up many of them in my professional life. And I'm wondering what you were specifically referring to when you were talking about your membership groups.
Yeah. So listen, maybe not so much for the 497, but if you're doing some kind of um let's call it big ticket, and everybody, high ticket sales, and everybody has their own definition of that. But let's say anything
Right?
$3,000 or more, let's just say 15,000, 5,000, like whatever it might be for you.
Yes.
Always have a contract if they're paying you with a credit card, so
Okay.
that if there is some type, and that contract can be super simple. All it is for this money, we are doing this, and everybody agrees to that. And a lot of people use DocuSign, HelloSign, some kind of signature. And
Yes.
and what that does is for the merchant account specifically, it's not about GoHighLevel, but for the merchant account specifically, if somebody tries to do a chargeback or somebody tries to say they didn't complete or whatever it is, you have proof that this was the agreement with the contract. And quite often, many of merchant accounts will want to see that kind of contract for high ticket items. If you're doing a membership of $97 and it's information, or it's a podcast for $25 a month, this is not important. It's just with those high ticket items, when they're anytime that's like $3,000 or more, just your merchant account will love that. They'll they will they will need that for just have it. And look, you can ask any AI to kind of write you something, and so that uh, the merchant account is pleased with what it says.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
so essentially the membership contract would be drawn up between the person who owns the account. In this case, the membership would be you and the party who is subscribing, correct?
Let's talk about your product. Okay, you
Okay.
open to that, Linda? Do you what do you do? Tell me
Sure.
about what you do.
I'm in the process of working on automating something I've done, frankly, with corporations for a number of years. I'm certified to provide assessment assessments for primarily the C-suite. And what I've normally done is been B2B, meaning to corporations who pay me directly through
Mm-hmm.
a check or whatever. And I'm trying to now
Mm-hmm.
go B2C. I want to still
Mm-hmm.
do high level C-suite clients, but I am interested in taking this construct to them directly as opposed to going through corporate entities who normally pay for this. So they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
pay. You know, they paid me to provide service. So I'm going
Cool.
out on a limb here to try to see if I can get these C-suiters who have the money, by the way, and sometimes they have
Mm-hmm.
discretionary funds provided to them by their corporate, employer. But I'm interested in pitching them and helping them with a couple different venues, one which would include AI, and the other is exactly what I'm talking about, which is
Mm-hmm.
an assessment tool that I'm certified to deliver and has extraordinary credentials with very high octane elite performance in people, whether it's in Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, U.S. Olympic Committee, Australian Sports Institute, yada yada. So it's very highly vetted, clinically validated, and provides some very great information that helps them understand their pressure points, where they go under pressure. So that we're getting into
Mm-hmm.
all that. Transitioning from B to B to B to C is
Are
something
you,
I haven't
yeah,
done.
Linda, are you creating a certification course for other people to be able to teach what you have so much knowledge on?
Not really. There are people
Okay.
that I work with who do certify. That's really not my interest as much as helping people break through their own, um, I guess, where they get siloed in their own thinking, also helping them to relate better to the organizations that they are responsible for, whether it's board members, shareholders, employees, that aren't
Okay.
C-suiters, rank and file.
Yeah.
And
So are you planning?
oftentimes, pardon me, go ahead.
So yeah, sorry to interrupt. Are you planning on
Okay.
having a community inside? Are you planning on having a community or charging for that, or what
Well,
is
I'm
your
thinking about
goal?
the
Okay.
community.
So
I think that remains to be
here's what I'm
seen if
gonna
they'll do it, right? So anyway,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Cool.
here's my thing. Linda, you have a cool thing that you're doing, and
Thank
it's early on for you to be worrying about contracts. Okay?
Okay.
Don't even, I'm gonna just tell you, don't even worry about it. Like that, don't let that slow you down. When it's that time, come back, we'll talk, we'll figure it out. Fair enough.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
contract the contract is super simple. You just need it for credit cards and merchant accounts. And it's just an agreement of like, this is what I'm providing for this amount of money, and this is how they're paying me.
All
And
right, great.
that's really
Thank you.
it. And you will need it for any kind of merchant account. It's just how it's done in today's world. And I saw some comments too from other people that have experienced what I was talking about, where
Mm.
you start making some good money, and then all of a sudden they cut you off, like the spigot stops. You're expecting, and usually it's a Friday, right? So you can't do anything about it for 3 days. And then Monday you're like, what the hell happened? And they're and they're like, oh, we just decided to hold back your money, 10%, 20%,
Uh,
30%, 50%, 100%. And not only
right.
that, it's like 3 months of 100% of the money that comes in, they're going to hold that back because they may have to refund money. It's a pretty slick, it's not illegal. It may be immoral, but it's
Yeah.
not illegal. Mm.
That's a horrible thought, and thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I appreciate you clarifying the contract portion because quite honestly, I have had to be in the middle of so much details in contracts. I've even written requests for proposals for healthcare companies, and it's such a big nightmare getting those written and signed off on that when I think contract, I start to get my knuckles start to draw up. But that said, this
Yeah.
is very simple, and thank you for clarifying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to be in Vegas? Will I see any
No,
of you guys in Vegas? No?
Mm.
I have a
I'll
I
be
have a
there.
con.
Okay.
I won't be there.
Okay, next time then, Linda. Hopefully we'll meet at some other in person
Well,
at some other place.
I was just in Vegas earlier this year, and I did attend the Orlando conference, and it was quite good and riveting and really extraordinary. And I'm sure Vegas will be even better. They certainly got some great keynotes. That said, I've been to Vegas more times than I could remember, actually, over the years for business. And it's a great place to hold a conference. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Everybody have a great time as long as they can, to your point, stay focused and not get caught up in all the Vegas stuff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
I don't think
distractions.
they give you
You live
time
there,
to.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I live
I
here.
was
It's
You
not
gonna
a
love
big
it.
deal.
say,
Mhm.
I was gonna say that I think you can do a contract and a DocuSign type of thing in Go High Level. I'm
Oh,
pretty
And
sure. Yeah.
also Google. I'd heard about that, but I hadn't done it. I was doing mine in Google is where I was doing mine back in the day, recently, right? But I'll look into that. I'll look into that. And if you find out, come back and report.
Yeah, I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly which one is under. I can check, but yeah, give me 1 second and I'll check.
Okay. Contract
in the meantime, we've
signatures.
got Kimberly.
That's a golden nugget right there.
Thank you so much.
Kimberly?
Thank you. This has been very, very helpful. I am interested in the contract part because I do have a coaching and it's an intensive coaching, it's transformational coaching, and I have clients and it's anywhere from five to over $10,000. And so I'm currently in another competitor and I was shifting my things over to Go High Level, but I don't want my money to be messed up, right? And right now, a lot of my clients, they do electronic funds transfer through QuickBooks. I know old school, but still. So a lot of references you
No.
were making, I get all your references. I'm there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So I'm interested.
No,
I'm
I
like the
love that.
contract part because I don't want I mean, and I deal with insurance companies, so I know about clawbacks and I don't like
Mm-hmm.
callbacks. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And especially once you provided the service. So I
Oh,
want to make sure that I'm
and
protected.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in the industry, but it's like somebody's like, no, I don't want to pay them. And it's like instantaneous now. You don't even get a chance. So you have to have like this, for lack of a better word, is a wall in between. And there's some services that do that. And I know this isn't really about Go High Level. This is really just about credit cards and getting paid and all that, right? The truth of the
Yes.
matter is that you have to keep that percentage down so that people there's a way of stopping them from doing a chargeback so that you can give them a refund instead. So it doesn't go on your record as a chargeback, it just goes on as a refund. And there's a way of catching that. And what's interesting is many of the companies now provide that as an add-on. So I suggest everybody look at that for whatever company you have and make sure that you have whatever they happen to call it. I'm not an expert in this. I just know enough about it to like warning, get prepared, right?
Yeah.
So but each merchant account kind of has their own. So okay. Nice meeting you,
Carolyn?
Kimberly. I love your last name. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Rebecca?
Okay, I wanted to say thank you, Kimberly, I think it was, and also
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn. Yeah, I'm actually going to be meeting. Well, he actually is someone I know. He's kind of an extended family member, and he's an expert in international payment systems. So I'm going to pick his brain. Not that I need that sophisticated, but I want to find out. Yeah, I've heard about Stripe and the payment plans and all that stuff. I think he could really potentially get caught up in a lot of extra, you know, I guess, snafus with, for example, breaking up the payments. Do you recommend that? If people
I
request
always
that?
I I always so I used to be a high ticket salesperson
Right.
for a lot of coaches back in the day, like a lot of big names. What I want you to know is in today's world with credit cards and all that kind of stuff, you really try to get the full amount up front,
Okay,
always.
thank you.
And if they say no, then that's when you negotiate. Some people used to have strong payment plans, and if you're in a membership and it's $97 a month, that's not going to be an issue. Okay. It's those big ticket items that if you put it into a payment plan, you want them to handle the payment plan and pay you in full, right? So that's just a little side note. And report back to us what you find out
Yeah, definitely.
with your family member.
Rebecca.
Hey guys. Okay, this is awesome. Thank you very much. I have not checked on communities at all. And so the one quick question that I had, CJ, is all right. And it may be completely irrelevant, but like when you join a Facebook group, it says answer these 3 questions. Do you do that in communities with Go High Level? And if so, are there certain questions that you recommend that could benefit you and your business as they enter your community that you can get some information but not be like annoying?
So two things happen in today's world. A lot of people take you to a Facebook group. I would migrate my people from Facebook. And
To Go
normally
High Level.
what a lot of people are doing is that they might start their people in Facebook, or somehow their funnel took them to Facebook because that used to be the thing. But your funnel will do a lot of that for you. So by the time they get to the group and join the group, they've already gotten the email, you've already gotten the stuff like that. So that's a part of your funnel
Okay.
before they even get into the group. Does that make sense? So you
So
know that you're getting the
there's no restrictions. There, mm, you're already in the
let's
group
put
by the time you go through the funnel.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That easy.
what you're doing, like all of us, we want the right people in the right group so that they'll buy our product or be part of our loyal customer base, right? And a lot of that is the funnel, right? What is it that you do?
Yeah.
Start with that, and
Yeah.
then if and then they'll kind of like, do you guys know what a pachinko machine is? Is that an oldism? The pachinko machines, man. Okay, I'll find a picture of that. You guys remind me. So, it was a game
Basically
where
target the right people.
that's right.
Yes.
And the people that are not right will weed themselves out by the time they get to the group. Now, there's all sorts of strategies. This is where we get into things where basically is the strategy to get as many people into the group, is a strategy a free group, is a strategy a paid group, is this, like, and then my big thing, my way of doing it that I love so much is a webinar. I just record a webinar. I do the Facebook ads if that's what we want to do, or the Instagram, like whatever we're doing in today's world, TikTok ads, and they come in, but they're already attracted to what I'm doing, and they get a free something something, right? And then they level up to wherever they want to go. And the advantage with Go High Level is you have all your courses in there with the price tag on it, if that's the way you want to set it up. That's the way I set it up, right? So my new product that I'm coming out with is basically how to set up your Go High Level so that you make lots of money, that kind of thing, right? And so that's how I'm teaching people this. What do we call them? Frameworks today. Used to be systems,
Oh,
whatever, system strategy. Frameworks. Uh, Here's a framework that totally works. Here's the funnel that I'm using to do this, right? So all of that is there. And so by the time they get into your group, they're the right people for you.
Okay. So if you wanted to
Okay.
put something on Facebook and just invite all your friends, you just put the link to your funnel.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
love that.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'll just quickly jump in there for a really important point that is pointed out by the guys at AI for Business is owning your audience. I think those exact words, I just thought that needed to be said. It's very important. You don't own them if they're on Facebook. You don't own them if they're on Instagram. You don't own them if they're on any of these other social medias. They can shut you down, take the list off you, take the people off you at a moment's notice. I know this. They took 5,000 people off me when I lost my account. Just like that. And they gave me no reason. Just said
And you can't get it back.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And I haven't got it back. Maybe in a few years it will suddenly appear again. I've heard that happen to some people. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
True story.
Oh, who was next in
Oh,
line? I wasn't
Paula,
watching.
so sorry.
Was it you,
There
Richard?
was
No.
there was a gentleman.
I did have my
I
hand up.
think.
It was more about payment. You know,
Okay.
if there's a preferred payment provider, but it sounds like they all maybe you know, have issues. It's kind of like the Facebook example you gave, right? There needs to be some way for us to take control over our own financial payment process or back end to a certain extent, so we can't get jammed up by a PayPal or somebody like that.
Yeah. And have multiples. I swear to God, have multiples. Have 2 or 3 old school stuff that I've taught everybody that I know, like especially if you're doing a big ticket, is there's a way of creating a round robin. So maybe Stripe first and then Shopify if people have Shopify, we won't get into that. And then, PayPal credit and then, like you just rotate through that like a round robin and that minimizes that dramatically. So, especially if you're at 5 or 10,000, or you're doing like every quarter you do a cohort at $1,000 a month, and if they pay in advance, it's 11,000. Like all of a sudden they get nervous when those big tickets start coming in. You could do more money at 497, and they're a little bit like, oh, no big deal. But as soon as you start doing big ticket, like all the flags start going up. So that's a reason why you kind of want to separate that out. It's little strategies like that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Thanks. See you in Vegas.
Yeah,
So
I look
jealous.
forward to it. I
Okay.
look older and like Zoom makes me look fantastic. I love it. I just anytime I want to feel better about myself, I come to Zoom and I'm like, oh, I look so great. So, but look for me. I look forward to it.
That's awesome. Taisha, you there? Did I say your name wrong?
Sorry, no, you did. You said it right. I was just trying to
Okay.
unmute. So yeah, I found it. It's under payments. You have to, and it's under payments and then documents and contracts, and you can create contracts there.
Oh, wow.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
And
that.
then they can sign it
Payments.
exactly like DocuSign, but it's free.
Love it.
Including
That's
and GoHighLevel
that
just
is
keeps getting
gold
better
right
and
there. I
better.
got some golden nuggets there. Payment, so it's payments and then documents, and then people can sign it. All
Yep.
in one place. Ease and flow, y'all. Ease and flow. Let's not grind. Let's make money part-time. Big money part-time. Any other questions?
Yeah. Well, if there's no more questions, I might end the recording and we can just
Thank
go
you
into
so
chit
much,
chat.
CJ.
Oh, Michael?
It's been my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Amazing. I want to build a community now.
Let's do it. Let's do it together. Yeah. And look, I don't know everything. I don't want you guys to think like I know everything, but man, I know communities and how valuable they are to your bottom line and ongoing and all the things that we could do with them. Ah, I just so much fun and money making because we like money, right? So
Keeps you
I'm
fed.
glad you guys were here.
One of these above you.
Yeah. Yeah. Roof over your head. I'm so excited. I'm sorry that I'll miss some of you in Las Vegas, but hopefully we'll get to meet in person. And for those of you like Richard and that'll be there, I'm really looking forward to it. I can give you my contact information. I'm going to tell you I have not set up like I said, this year was horribly hard for me with the divorce and the separation. So note that I don't have like an email set up yet for Create Your Own Economy. I do have Reinvention Rich. I have to make the website. I don't have funnels. Like I got nothing. But man, I know that GoHighLevel is the bomb. So I can give you my contact. You can also reach out to me here in our circle group. I'm on the circle group. Just look for me. And and if you guys want to reach out to me, text is great. It's not being recorded anymore, is it?
Oh, hang on. I will
Okay.